So that's one thing I still can't do with a tennis ball, but what I can do is show you how to use this to ease tension all around the body. Alright guys, so it's Nathan here from Cryotherapy UK Sheffield, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 things you can do with a tennis ball to help ease tension all around the body. So this is a great tool for helping to ease tension. I mean, most of us have this lying around at home, and if you don't have one, you can pick one up for very cheap, but a tennis ball actually has a lot of benefits to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a range of techniques. First one in the foot, second in the glutes, and then third in the chest and shoulders. Now, if you're looking to add more tension and apply more pressure, you can use something else like a golf ball. But what I love about using the tennis ball so much is that it is hard and soft at the same time. So because it is hard, you actually get a lot of pressure from the ball. But then because there's a certain degree of softness to it, it can actually hit more areas and more angles in the muscle. So this is why I opt for the tennis ball over anything else. But if you are looking to apply a little bit more pressure and get a little bit added more depth, a golf ball is just as good, or anything around the home that you can find. Another tip and technique is what a client once told me. They didn't have a tennis ball or a golf ball at home. So what they did was they put an orange in the freezer and use the frozen orange instead. So there's all ways that you can use these exercises and be creative with things around the house if you don't have a tennis ball or a golf ball. So let's get started. So guys, the first area and the first technique that we're going to start with is in the feet. So there's a lot of muscles in the feet that help with what we call dorsiflexion, bringing toes up towards our body, and plantar flexion, pointing and going onto our tiptoes, okay? So dorsiflexion brings your toes up, plantar flexion goes onto your tiptoes. So for this exercise and this technique, we're going to look at reducing the tension in the feet, okay? So this is something that is really good for things like plantar fasciitis. So if you're getting tension and pain in your feet, this might be an exercise for you. So obviously what you're going to do is take your shoes off, and then you are going to put the tennis ball on the ground. Okay, so all we're going to do is step onto the tennis ball like so. Okay, and apply that pressure in the foot. Okay, so then all we're going to do is hold that for a few seconds. So there's a few techniques and a few things that you can do. You can either hold the ball in a certain area for a few seconds, or you can roll the ball up and down the foot. Okay, so make sure that you're covering all angles and all parts of the foot, and you're just rolling that ball up and down. So you can go in many directions. You can go up and down, or you can go from side to side, or you can do a few diagonals, okay? So remember what I said about with a tennis ball being hard, that it can apply enough pressure, but then it's also soft at the same time. Because of that softness, it can actually hit more angles and more muscles in the foot and work on different tension spots. Like I say, if you need that increased pressure, use something harder, such as a golf ball, or if you want to be creative at home, a frozen orange, or even a tin of beans, or any tin can. Okay, so once you've done your right side, you're going to move the ball over to your left, stand on it, make sure you apply that pressure, and repeat the exact same thing on the opposite side. So remember, up and down, side to side, even diagonals, and then hold. Okay, so make sure you're working on all different angles of the foot, all different directions, and that is how you can release tension off in your feet with a tennis ball. Okay guys, so for the next one, we're gonna have to make our way to the floor, okay? So this next technique and exercise, we're gonna look at working and releasing off the glutes, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the floor, and this is particularly good for things like if you're suffering with sciatic pain or sciatica and piriformis syndrome. So this is going to aim at looking at releasing off that piriformis muscle. So we're going to start by putting it on the floor, and what we're going to do is we're just going to sit on the ball, okay? So how to locate this and how to locate this area is you feel for your bone, the hip bone, and we're not going to sit directly on where our hip bone is. We're just going to come ever so slightly to the side. Okay, and once you put the ball down and you sit on it, you will feel it. Okay, so you're going to feel it right in there. Okay, so find the right spot. When you feel that little bit of pain, that's when you know you're in the right spot. So then what we're going to do is with our leg, we're just going to reach out and extend it back, reach out, and then bring it back. Okay, so we're just going to do a few of those to release the tension. So once you've done a few of those and you're really happy with it, I always aim for about above 10. And the next one we're going to do is, rather than coming straight out in front of us, we're just going to come out, to the side. Got a lot of tension in my glutes that I didn't know about. So we're going to bring it out to the side, back in, out to the side, and back in. So same again, once you've done a few of those and you've got that, you found the right pressure, we're going to put both of them together. So you're going to come straight out, in, side, in, out, in, side, in. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat on the opposite side. So you're going to sit on there. So remember, not directly on the bone, so just off to the side and up. Once you feel that tender point, yep, I've got it there. We're going to come straight out, in, out, in. My wallet's dropped. Out, in, out, in. And then once we've done a few of those and we're happy, can really feel that. Out to the side, back in, out to the side, back in. Okay. And then once we're happy with that, a few again, straight out, in, out to the side, out, in, side, in, out, in, side, in. Okay, so there we go. So that is how to release off the glutes and the piriformis with a tennis ball. On to the next one. So the third and final exercise and technique that we can use is to release off the pectoral muscle and the shoulders. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our tennis ball and we're going to press into here, and then you're just going to roll that around. Okay, so you'll really feel it. So this, the chest, the pectoral muscles and the deltoid muscles, they are what is involved in a lot of pushing and pressing exercises. So your press ups, your shoulder press, your chest press as well. So those type of actions, anything where you're pushing, that involves these muscles. So what you're going to do is you're just going to find that point literally just in between the gaps. So if you go like this, so if you internally rotate your shoulder like this, you'll find a little bit of a gap, and then you'll probably feel a tender point if your pectorals are quite tight or your chest area is quite tight. So what you're going to do is get that tennis ball, get it in there, and then just roll that around. Okay, and you want to find all different spots, so just really press on hard and roll into there. Similarly, if you want to add more pressure, getting a golf ball may be beneficial. But yeah, you're just going to work into that area to help release off the pectoral and release off the shoulder. So once we've done that, we're going to flip over onto the other side. Same again, nice amount of pressure, and just really, really get it in there and work all the way around. So what can tend to happen is if you do get really, really tight in this area, so the shoulders and pectorals, you get what we call protracted shoulders, okay? So protracted shoulders are when your shoulders and your arms start to rotate internally like so, okay? Easy way of identifying it is by looking at the hand position. So if your hands are starting to really come in and twist in like this at the bottom, then that is when you can identify whether someone has protracted shoulders, and obviously it'd be quite visible as well from up here. So the natural position we want our shoulders to be in is chest out and shoulders back, okay? Whereas if you've got protracted shoulders, you'll start to come inwards and start to form a sort of a slouched position. So that is bad, we don't want that because then it can lead to later problems. So make sure you're loosening off your pectorals and your shoulders, get that tennis ball in there nicely, really, really hit that pressure and loosen off that area. Okay guys, so that concludes today's video on how you can use a tennis ball to release off tension in the body. So today we looked at releasing tension off in the feet, in the glutes and in the chest and shoulders. So if you liked it and found it useful, give us a like and a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. So I really appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, and we will see you in the next one. Peace. You know what, I'm going to have another attempt at juggling before we sign out. Ready? One more. Ooh. I'm getting better, I'm getting better. Last one. So that concludes today's video, and in other news I still can't juggle, so we'll see you in the next one.
What's around the next corner?